When I first started implementing that, we had a speaker come to our area in the Seattle area and talk about, this new appliance, the Carrier Motion3D Appliance. And I was like going, okay, now I'm seeing this, being done on multiple patients all the time. They've obviously implemented in their office. How can I get there? Because once I started seeing that this doesn't just, correct it at the time when treatment ends, but it stays corrected
right.
1 year, 2 year, 5 years, 10 years out. It looked almost even better the time that the patient got their motion off. And I was just like, oh, wow, this is pretty cool.
We start off with 1 or 2 patients that we thought were candidates for the motion. We'd have a patient bonded up and we go, oh, we just run elastics. And you'd see the motion patients being finished and the other patients not. And now it's really our standard.
And then once I started seeing class 3 corrections, we haven't had a class 3 corrector, as well as I am.
Right.
We haven't had a class 3 corrector in our industry that I've seen, in the 20 years that I've done.
That actually works.
And so for me, that was basically the one thing that triggered me to say, okay, let's start implementing this on every patient that comes in.
The patients are amazed how excited you get about the correction in a short period of time. It's like, well, what were you expecting? I said, you don't understand. For 30 years, we couldn't do this.
My staff loves us. They love the process. They love me for switching over. They see the benefits. They see the changes in the patient. And I think sometimes they can remind you and say, hey, you know what? We've got this, doc. We're gonna coach this patient up. We've seen it work. Mm-hmm. We've seen it correct. It's our job now to help you and help our patients get there. My assistants, they measure it, they etch, they prime, they place it, they call me over. I basically remove the excess cement. We work together on curing it, and then I move on to the next patient. And it's a time saver for the doctor.
Yeah, we do essentially the same thing. I sit down, and they have the adhesive on it, and I place it and do the adjustment at the same time. And I would always wonder what happens if I have a spring come off or a herpes break or something else while I was away. And now we just don't have those anymore. Still remember a few years ago, we took out our last herpes, and the entire team cheered, and I didn't know they were tracking it the same way I was. It's like, never again.
We used a lot of the videos that we have on the zip drives to show how the motion was worked so they could inform the patient. They're wondering how that works. We can bring that video up right there, show the patient, show them how they're doing. A lot of the cheerleading that's involved, the kids see it, we bring up their pictures, they see it, the parents see it.
Yeah, we bring up the pictures too and say, look, you've only got this little bit to go and you'll be done.
And it's amazing. And so it's just the motivational factor I think is huge. I have doctors now that are coming into my office to actually see what we're doing. And they're just like, can we come in again? I'm like, yeah, but you should probably go to a course.
And I think that's the difference in doctors that decide they want to do it and then never move forward versus the doctors that decide to do it and successfully implement it in their office is that coaching, bringing the team on board to be part of that transition into the new method, take that leadership role and guide our team through those changes. That makes me think of, do you have transfer patients that come in that are in full appliances and you explain to the parents, well, we can use this motion appliance and get to the point where they've been trying to get to for a year and a half with much less effort. And you get the question from the parents, well, why didn't my other orthodontist ever tell me about that?
It is revolutionary in what we can do for our patients, from a time standpoint, from a comfort standpoint. I look at this appliance and I feel like, it's one of the things I can't practice without now.